Third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Yes, it is dependent on whether Mitch retains control of the Senate. But boy, the ball may drop sooner than that. The second stimulus package was signed into law last Sunday by the president, but the third stimulus package is already heating up. SSI, SSDI, multiple stimulus checks, hazard pay, rent, food, utilities, and lobsters. Well, no, none of that. As we ring in the new year on New Year's Eve on this channel, boy, the excitement is brewing as the push to get third stimulus on point right away is around the corner. If you have questions about third stimulus and SSDI, that $24, this is the video for you. Thank you for joining me on a big afternoon's recording of third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's third stimulus check and third stimulus package, the big video that goes over every day about what's in Biden's stimulus, what's coming in January. Ultimately, there's always someone that says, when am I getting third stimulus? When am I third stimulus? When I haven't, you haven't finished the sentence. Third stimulus. That's what's coming. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe because I'm going taped, I'm going live. And tonight at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing this channel's first ever New Year's Eve live bash. It's Year's Eve, New York late, Miami late, New Year's Eve celebration presented by LALATE, and the ball will drop. So also like this video. In this video, I'll be going over what's in third stimulus check and what's in third stimulus package, whether the ball drops or Mitch or doesn't, and also what will likely land in your account and when, because people are starting to ask is actually when. So now they understand what's in there, but they want to know when it's rounding, which is a big issue. So I'll go over those details as well. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that third stimulus check and third stimulus package will be written in the next few days. And if it's done correctly, but we have not seen this analysis yet announced by House Representatives, Nancy Pelosi should introduce it to the House as soon as it goes back to the session in the first or second week of January. The new House Representatives and the new Congress will be sworn in on Sunday. And by all accounts, they should get this bill passed in the House, or at least set into the House and going in the next few weeks. You know, it takes a few days to get a House bill voted upon. It also takes another series of days to get the subcommittees to look at the bill. And then once the bill is passed, you don't want to pass it too early for Biden because it takes a certain number of days for it to land in the Senate and for the president to sign it. You don't want to expire. But you also don't want to wait too long. The waiting time is a big issue. The eviction moratorium under the second stimulus package expires late January. And there's no mortgage forbearance under the second stimulus package. There is no student loan debt repayment issues protection under the second stimulus package either. I've been reporting for a while that on day one, President Biden will do 3 executive orders. First, eviction protection, mortgage forbearance, and student loan debt forgiveness. Yes. But beyond that, what will be in the third stimulus package? The first item will be the SSI and SSDI. It's actually an item that even Republicans agree to. They want to give more stimulus to seniors, and they also want to fix senior citizens of Social Security across the board. So the way they're going to do is threefold. One, and increase your benefits $200 a month from January to December, so Biden proposes, $2,400 total. Then a new step up, a lifetime, up to 20%, and a new benchmark different than COLA that would raise your benefits annually, more than what you saw this last year. Your new benefits coming in January, the lowest increase in benefits in U.S. history ever for Social Security. It's that horrid, as prices of goods are going through the roof and benefits are barely even rising. That's why it's a nonpartisan issue. What are partisan issues are the big ticket items. And ultimately, if Mitch retains control of the Times Square ball, then you won't see these items going to these sky-high numbers. It's dependent on those two Georgia Senate races, whether they go blue or red. So what are the big ticket items and how could they be tailored back? Basically, anything I say in this video that's over $10,000 or well, actually I say anything over $5,000, you could see this not passing at that number being pulled in. First item, has to pay $10,000. It's just a lot of money. I just don't see it happening in a GOP Senate. It's $13 an hour from January all the way up to 2 months after the pandemic ends, but it will pass, just not at $10,000 a person. $13 an hour all the way, number of hours, times number of hours you worked. Essential workers. The definition of essential workers to be modified by Biden a little bit, so expect that modification to come. CDC grant for essential workers. People always ask me, what is the CDC grant? That's for essential workers. That's for frontline workers. The amount unknown is underwritten by CDC. Then a new round of PPP, in addition to the new round announced, new round going live next week. Then Lifeline grant, $50,000. Never going to happen under Mitch is never going to. Mitch is going to drop the ball on that one. $50,000 a person, never going to happen. Would it happen a smaller number? Sure, $3,000 or $2,000, just not $50,000 under Mitch's ideas. Then what else would happen? Multiple stimulus checks. Multiple stimulus checks. Viewers asked me this morning, what do you think the amount is going to be? Well, it's at least going to be $2,000 a single check. How many checks is going to be? Biden won't tell you. Biden won't tell you the amount. Biden won't tell you the number of checks. He's keeping it a secret. He says, I'm going to show it to you when we start to negotiate. Well, where is he going to start? And where is he going to end? We don't even know that yet. That's going to be a lot of surprises in January. FPUC retroactive. Oh, darling, yes. FPUC from now back to late July and then forward again at $600 a week. It's a lot of money. How many weeks are we talking about? It is 20 weeks from when FPUC expired to the new FPUC that's going forward at $300 a week. It's been 20 weeks. 20 weeks at $600 a week is $12,000. Yeah. You see how a lot of things in this package are getting larger and larger. I'll explain that more in a second. Multiple stimulus checks, yes. New round of rent, yes. More rent. Much more rent, more utilities, more food, more SNAP. Because the SNAP benefits I talked about earlier today, 15% increase starts today or yes or tomorrow, goes only to June. Biden would extend that further. It's all really exciting news. And then EIDL grant is coming back. The remainder of $10,000 EIDL grant. EIDL grant, which you never got, and new EIDL grants for new applicants. Viewers are starting to ask me if I just started a business just a few weeks ago, can I get an EIDL grant? No. And if you have questions about EIDL, watch our new EIDL show on overnights LALATE at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's archived on the channel, so if you aren't awake then, you can watch it later when you wake up in the morning or later in the day. Also, at 2 a.m. is our new overnight LALATE show, PUA, which is so important because you're going to want to know how to get a PUA, a UI application on file, or FPUC money. And that is another new video on overnight LALATE at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now that you sort of see what's hitting in third stimulus, hazard pay, FPUC, UI, all those things, when would you see the money? People are starting to ask that question. It's a great question. Hazard pay, the slowest of the whole bunch. And rent, the slowest of the whole bunch. I expect rent and hazard pay to be, you would never see that money for at least 2 months after bill becomes law. Yeah, so the bill does not become law until late January, February, March to see the money. I just see it insanely slow. EIDL, the fastest. I see that money in less than a week once it goes live, once the bill becomes a law. Less than a week, maybe 48 hours to see the money, the fastest of all of them. CDC grants, slow. Lifeline grants, slow. All those sort of things like that, slow. The SSI and SSDI, very fast. You would not see the January check. It's going to get delayed, so it would come in February, and then after that, everything will be on time. That's also going to be really fast. And then FPUC retro, that would likely be fast because they are already, I don't know. There's two theories to how fast FPUC retro could be. Because they're doing new FPUC going forward at $300 a week, their computer systems may be now ready to do another line item for FPUC retro. The alternative theory about it is no, it'd actually be worse. Because they got to figure out, oh, how much did I pay him already? How much do I got to pay the difference? I can just see trouble coming like a capital T. Finally, the big question is, Why so much money? Yeah. If you're an Uber or Lyft driver, suddenly realize how much money is available for you. Do you think someone's going to start to shout and say, wait a second, you're throwing too much money in a duplicative manner to the same people? Uber and Lyft drivers, EIDL grant $10,000. Uber and Lyft drivers, FPUC retroactive $12,000. Okay, we're at $22,000. A CDC grant, $5,000, $10,000. Okay, $32,000. What else? Some PPP money? Yeah, well, how about some PPP money? About another $10,000. Yeah, sure. We're at $42,000. Lifeline grant? Yeah, another $50,000, $90,000. Hazard pay? Let's add another $10,000. $100,000 for an Uber and Lyft driver who made $12,000 last year. You see how things are just sort of out of control. Now, I'm not going to say any Uber or Lyft driver is going to get $100,000 on all these bills, but they qualify for all these things. How can someone qualify for 7 items in one bill? It doesn't make sense. No one in yet this group has figured that out except me, and it makes me a little worried that suddenly that Democrats are talking about things that are duplicative for the same person or type of worker and not duplicative for other people. So hopefully they realize that error. And there you go. Join me next on Being a Mitch. I'll have more updates across the board and your latest live updates tonight. And then I'm back with Evenings LA and then with Purple Power Live. But meantime, join me at 8 o'clock tonight Pacific Standard Time, 11 o'clock on the East Coast for Year's Eve. Year's Eve. Mitch, you ready to be drunk? As always, stay informed, stay smiling. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and also like this video and save my life for more.